What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 141 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room table. And today I want to give you all my NFL Week 10 picks. Week 10 starts off tonight, which is a Thursday night football game. And I'm here to give you my picks like I do every single Thursday. Last week, I had a 9-4 record, which was pretty good. So let's keep improving off that. Let's start with tonight's game, the Falcons versus the Panthers. So these two teams met about 2 weeks ago, and they put on a show, arguably the best game of the season. It was just back and forth, and if it wasn't for DJ Moore throwing his helmet off after scoring a game-tying touchdown, then maybe the Panthers would have won it. But, these two teams split pretty much every year, but I got to roll with the Falcons here. I think they're just a little bit hungrier than the Panthers. I think they have more juice, a better team. So I think the Falcons are going to get the sweep, and they're going to win 30-27. Next, we dive into the Sunday games. The Seahawks facing the Bucs. This game is in Germany. Now, this is going to be a great game, in my opinion. The Seahawks have been rolling when nobody expected them to. And for the Bucs, everyone expected them to be really good, maybe even win the Super Bowl this year. But they've kind of went on a downward slope. They got a big win last week. Maybe this could kickstart them in the right direction. And I think they're going to beat the Seahawks. It's very tough to pick against the Seahawks with the way they've been playing. But I don't know. Something just tells me in my gut feeling that the Bucs are going to win this game, and then they're going to get on the right track. So I do like the Bucs here, 24-21. Next is the Lions taking on the Bears. Lions got a huge win over the Packers. And as for the Bears, they've been struggling to win games, but they've been showing signs of improvement. Justin Fields, man, he's been killing it week in and week out, looking like the best quarterback of his draft class so far. And I think that's going to continue for them. I think he's going to have a dominant game against the Lions defense that isn't that great. The Lions defense struggles against the pass and the run, and the Bears are really good at running the ball. They rushed for almost 200-plus yards pretty much every game this year. So I think the Bears are going to use that formula to get the win, and I think they're going to win this one 27-21. Next is the Browns taking on the Dolphins. So the Browns are coming off a bye week. They're pretty well rested. They got a huge win against their divisional rival, the Bengals, on Monday night, which was on Halloween. But as for the Dolphins, they're just rolling now. The trio of Jalen Waddle, Tua, and Tyreek Hill, they just seem very, very hard to stop. It's the only way I see the Browns really winning this game is if they were able to run the ball down the Dolphins' throat with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But I got to pick the Dolphins here. They're just all around the better team. So give me the Dolphins to win 31-20. Next is the Broncos taking on the Titans. So the Broncos are also coming off a bye week. They've struggled a lot. They did get a win, but I just really don't see them being able to really put anything together. There's a lot of question marks surrounding that team. The Titans, they took a tough loss to the Chiefs, but it was very competitive, and they have the formula to beat pretty much anyone. They got a tough defense. They have a really good run game with Henry. Their quarterback is kind of a question mark with either Tannehill or Malik Willis. But, it kind of seems like it doesn't matter who plays because if they stick with Derrick Henry and the defense, they could beat pretty much anyone. So I got to take them here against the Broncos. I'm going to take them to win this game 17-13. Next is the Vikings taking on the Bills. So the Vikings have been on fire lately, winning 6 straight games. They got a lot of confidence. Kirk Cousins and the offense has been clicking. Their defense has been stepping up. And as for the Bills, I did see that Josh Allen has an elbow injury, so he might be questionable in case Keenum could come in. But if Josh Allen plays or doesn't play, I'm honestly going to take the Vikings here. They've been just surprising everyone. People say they haven't beaten a quality opponent yet. But, you play what's up to your schedule. There's really, teams don't make their schedule and all. So I do like the Vikings in this spot. I'm going to have to pick them to win this one 25-22. Next is the Texans taking on the Giants. The Texans played on a Thursday night against the Eagles. They have 10 days rest. The Giants are coming off their bye week, so they're well rested too. And the Texans showed some improvement. They're a really bad team, but they showed that they were competitive with the Eagles. And the Giants aren't as good as the Eagles, but they are a good football team, very well coached. They don't have a lot of weapons other than Saquon Barkley. But, we'll see. I have to root for the Texans here because the Cowboys and Giants are tied with a record right now. So it could come down to those teams in the NFC East for what wild card position. Depends on what happens with the Eagles, too. So let's go Texans. I got you guys winning this game 24-20. Next, we have the Jags taking on the Chiefs. The Jags got a big win. They were down a lot of points against the Raiders. They came back and won it. Pretty much stole the game. But they're going against a Chiefs team that's just too much to handle. I don't see the Jags really doing anything to stop Patrick Mahomes. Anything could happen in the NFL, but I just got to go with the Chiefs here, 33-17. I just think they're too powerful for the Jaguars to take on. Next is the Saints taking on the Steelers. Saints got beat up by the Ravens on Monday. The Steelers are coming off a bye. The Steelers, they're not that good of a team at all. Neither are the Saints, so this is really a pick'em game, but I have to go with the Saints here. They have beaten a team like the Seahawks. They have gotten a couple quality wins, and they've stayed pretty in pretty much every game this season. And the Steelers, we just haven't seen enough from them. Their offense is really bad. Their defense has been really bad. And I just see the Saints being able to go in there and pull out a win. So give me the Saints here, 23-20. Next is the Colts taking on the Raiders. So the Colts are in a pretty much dysfunction right now. They benched Matt Ryan for Sam Ehlinger at the quarterback position. Hasn't really paid off. And they fired their head coach, Frank Reich. And then they hired a former Super Bowl champion on the Colts. He was the center, Jeff Saturday. He has no head coaching experience. So there's a lot of question marks surrounding the Colts. But as for the Raiders, I saw today that they put their receiver Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller on IR. Their tight end, Darren Waller, might I add. And it's just two teams that are in disarray. It's really hard to pick a winner here, but I'm actually going to go with the Colts. I think Jeff Saturday as the coach is going to get the job done against this Raiders team who really can't hang on to a lead. So I don't know. This game does not really excite me, but I got to go with the Colts. I'm going to go 20-17. Next is the Cardinals taking on the Rams. So these two teams, I think the winner of this game can have their season stay alive, but the loser, I think they should just pack it up and end the season right there. Both teams have been an extreme disappointment, especially the Rams after winning a Super Bowl. They've really struggled to get anything going on offense. The Cardinals just don't look good on offense either. Their defense has been stepping up a little bit, but their offense just looks bad. These two teams usually split 1-1 every year, but I got the Rams with the sweep here. I'm going to pick the Rams 27-20, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals got the win. Next game is the Cowboys versus the Packers. So my Cowboys are coming off a bye week. They go to Lambeau Field against the Packers team that's been really struggling. But if you know anything about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they always beat the Cowboys for some reason. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers was bullied by a Cowboys fan growing up, but for some reason he just goes off against my Cowboys no matter how bad the team is. The Packers could be 0-16 and then they face the Cowboys in week 17 and miraculously beat them. I don't know what it is, but I think the Cowboys are going to go into Lambeau Field well rested with a good game plan to frustrate Aaron Rodgers and get something good going on offense. So, I'm not going to pick against my Cowboys, but I got them winning this one 28-23. Next, the Chargers take on the Niners. Battle of California, LA versus San Francisco. The Chargers are all banged up and injured. Justin Herbert's pretty much throwing to his third-string wide receiver. But he does have Austin Eckler running the ball really well. I know their defense is all banged up too. And as for the Niners, they're coming off a bye week. They have Christian McCaffrey, who had a huge performance 2 weeks ago. And I think they're going to use McCaffrey heavy here. The Chargers aren't that good against the run. So I expect Christian McCaffrey to have a big day on the ground. And I see the Niners getting this one 30-24. I do expect a good game, though, for sure. But I got to go with the Niners. The final game is the Monday Night Football game. The Commanders taking on the Eagles. So the Commanders, they were on a nice little win streak, but then they lost. And they're facing an Eagles team that they've really struggled against. The Eagles are good, as much as I can't stand them. They are undefeated, and they've been beaten up on teams that they should. So, my brain tells me the Eagles are going to win, but my heart, I got to pick the Commanders because they have the worst record. So I'm going to go Commanders winning this one 26-24. That's my pick, but the Eagles are most likely going to smoke them. But let's go Commanders, right? And that's weird for a Cowboys fan to say that. But I'm pulling for the Commanders here. And, Commanders on Monday night, let's go. So those are my picks for Week 10 around the NFL. Teams on their bye week, we have the Ravens, the Bengals, the Patriots, and the Jets. I'll give you guys my lock of the week. That's the Chiefs over the Jaguars. And my upset is the Texans over the Giants. So that's it for my Week 10 picks. That's it for my lock and upset of the week. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my Instagram, do what you can to like, share, and promote my page. Thank you all and have a wonderful night. Watch some Thursday Night Football. Take care.